Hey guys, it's Bo. It's currently the Monday before Anime Boston 2012, and I'm going to give you guys an update on what my Keyblade is looking like. Because I'm going to be Roxas on Sunday of the con. So, this is how Oathkeeper is looking right now. And I'm just sort of gonna explain to you the different parts of it. I'll scoot back a little so you guys can see the whole thing. So it's mainly made out of housing foam, which is pretty easy to get. You can get it at Home Depot or whatever. And it's probably about a sixth or an eighth of a sheet, and sheets are normally $20, so not too expensive. Find somebody to use the rest of it. After I got the housing foam, I blew up the picture, which was this, to 720%, which is proportional to what Roxas would be to his Keyblade for me to my Keyblade. And so I blew it up and I traced the image onto my foam board. After that, I cut it out with a bandsaw for the larger cuts, and then went in with a razor and an X-Acto knife for these cuts. And I actually found that it's a little more useful in some parts to use a power drill. If you just attach a drill bit to your power drill, it'll work well for these little parts like right here. And also, I used a jigsaw blade with a pliers on the end to do the bigger cuts that I didn't want to do painstakingly with a razor. After all your stuff is cut out, then you want to start going in and doing the angling, which I did mostly with the razor, which is when you make it all three-dimensional. And you don't have to do this, and you can also do it with Model Magic or Sculpey or some sort of polymer clay. But the way that I wanted mine to look is I wanted it to be bulkier near the handle there, and a little slimmer near the edge. So I ended up using some building techniques on the handle part and using some carving techniques on the top. After that, you really want to go in with sanding. It sounds really unimportant, but it actually helps so much, and it also provides grip for the next part. So you want to sand down basically all your parts you can. You can use a nail file if you want to for the smaller parts where you want to get into details. Okay. The next part is you want to go out and buy some flex glue, which you can also find at Home Depot, and some nylon tights, which are inexpensive. You can buy like a box of 4 for $5 at Walmart. And what you do then is, using sewing pins, I stretched this nylon tights over a main part of this, like that. And I basically saturate it with flex glue, and what it does is it hardens and reinforces the Keyblade so that it doesn't break as easily, because that would suck. And that's something that can be done through this whole process. Like, I'm still doing the top part right here after I've moved on to other steps, because it's something that can be done while you're waiting for other stuff to dry, and you can just lay down the nylon and flex glue. Something that I did for extra reinforcement was I put in a couple of wooden dowels and some piano wire. And those are really important to have for places that might not be as stable, such as long pieces like this, that might easily crack or bend. So I have 3 dowels, one right here, and then one in the handle right here. And then piano wire is basically just the flexible version of that in this project. And I just made a zigzag like this, just like boop, 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 and boop, 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 and just lay that in there. And they're all sealed in there with liquid nails, which is a heavy-duty adhesive. It smells really bad, and probably isn't that good for you. Don't eat it. Then I have the feathery part. This is something I've seen done with hot glue, Sculpey, a bunch of things like that, but really to get the look that I wanted, I ended up tracing the feather shapes individually onto tracing paper and then cutting out pieces of felt. So what I did here is I overlaid the felt and then just used the flex glue on them and just made sure that they seamed up well with where I put the nylon tights. It just creates this really hard, solid thing that can be painted in the next step. And that's basically all I have right now. I I'm hopefully going to finish all the nylon parts of this tomorrow and then prime it the next day, hopefully get painting and throw a clear coat on Thursday and be all done. And then this little trinket needs to get done, but that's no big deal. Okay, see you guys later.